Hello, welcome to September 30th, 2024. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily Good Life meditation. It's something that I do in the morning to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone. I also use the time to think about last night and yesterday, to prepare for the coming day, and to ready myself to die. All right, sounds like a lot to cover in the course of a cup of coffee or less. First, last night and yesterday. It was a really interesting day yesterday. It was a day of freedom. I'm having more and more of these days as my work responsibilities diminish, and even though even though I still have 2 months left. Wow, it is less than that now, right? Wait, October, November. Wait, October, November. No, it's still 2.5. But yeah, right on spot, right about 2.5 months. But what's interesting now is that I'm faced with thinking time. These long stretches of quietude. And Yumiko, my wife, is doing the same thing in our little apartment in Shizuoka, facing down these stretches of quiet without distraction. No work for sure. Yumiko is now done with her work. Although she did agree, her employer asked her to remain on. Yumiko stopped working back in April, but her employer asked her to continue to work until the end of August 1st, and then they asked her to work until the end of December, just on literally 1 hour a day, just to answer questions, take care of stuff that the team back here in America could reach out to her to ask questions, as they weren't ready for her to leave, even though she gave them lots of notice. So she is, and that's been a good thing. It's been good that she's had that, although she's ready. It's so funny to listen to that, because we talk about being so fed up with work when we have to work full time, and Yumiko's working an hour a day, and she's fed up with that now too. And such a change has come over my wife. I can see, we talk on the video phone, so to speak, via the Line app, and there's a color in her cheeks and a vibrancy in her face that had been largely smothered through the stress of work for all these, especially the last 10 years working and living in America. Because as much as America is a land of opportunity, and there's a bounty here to be had, it comes at a price. It's like I describe America, and I've mentioned this before, as like a mosh pit at a, what is it? What kind of, is it punk? Is it punk rock that does the mosh pit? That if you want to come, particularly Southern California, it's particularly Orange County in very particular nature, but I bet all of Los Angeles area is like this. It's like descending into the mosh pit of a punk rock band, where they're swinging their arms and legs and stuff, and you can get a lot done down there. You can go down there and really do it, but you're gonna come out black and blue, and you need some bandages after the fact. And that's how both Yumiko and I feel after 10 years back in Orange County, striving and struggling to hard scrabble our way. First to climb our way back into the American fray, and then to prepare for our exit. We were down there in that mosh pit doing this for 10 years. First we got ourselves secure, and then we said, okay, well, now we have to do it for another 5 years to get to the point that we can leave and not ever have to come back. And Yumiko's been out of the mosh pit long enough that you can see in her countenance the change. Not only that, but the change of the fact that our daughter is grown and gone. She's off having her own life, and all the attendant issues and stress related to raising a child have now passed as well. Add to that, very, very importantly, most importantly of all, the relative maturity of age 60 that comes of that hard scrabble life, the repeated failures, the repeated efforts to try to regain success, the living itself. You know, it's so funny because I do that now. I keep my mouth shut. I don't say anything, but I watch the younger people around me um, facilitating their lives in that manner that I don't know any other better way. But I know better how I would do it now that I have the benefit of hindsight. But I have to keep my mouth shut. You know, you can't. I don't know. This doesn't sound right. It sounds like I'm talking on high, but you can't teach wisdom, right? It has to be experienced in some way. Just like the older people that came before me largely kept their mouths shut too. So anyway, that was yesterday. Yesterday was uh, a long, wonderful day attended with deep thoughts, lots of reflection, some anxious moments when it particularly gets me at night. I wake up in the middle of the night now, again, but I panic about. I have these little moments of panic, not panic attacks, but these moments of panic, like am I really quitting my job? What the hell am I thinking? How am I? What was I? What was I? What did I have in mind? Or is the dog really going to fly this week? What am I going to do? Oh my gosh, am I really going to be able to sell the car? Why would anybody want to buy that thing? It's all these little things, and I have to just quiet my mind and say, "Quit it, Kurt. You're done with that stuff." I even had a long talk yesterday. You might find this interesting with AI, but I did it in a very interesting way. ChatGPT, OpenAI has these new models. There's the 4.0. That's not 4.0, but 4.0 model, and then the O1. O stands for Orion, which is the coming big AI. You would call that maybe 5.0. Orion is the reasoning engine. And now that we have O1, which was released just a few weeks ago, we only get 30 questions a month with O1 because its reasoning capability is so powerful. It's PhD level uh, type of stuff that you have to save your queries for the big heavy hitter stuff, right? So what I did yesterday was, and then they've got the new voice mode, right? The advanced voice mode. So what I did yesterday was I had this idea. Okay, I want AI to help me to plan out the next couple of years. Plan. I've already got my plan that I've laid out for our finances for Japan, for retirement, for buying a house, everything like that. I want the AI to. What I'm hoping that the AI will be to reinforce the decisions that I've made, to show me empirically that those were good decisions. So during the drive yesterday between here and Idlewild, because every Sunday, yesterday was Sunday, I take the dogs to Idlewild. I had it in the advanced voice mode, which you only get 30 minutes a day of that. So I mean, they parcel out. ChatGPT or OpenAI is parceling out these advanced AI functions, right? You get 30 minutes a day with the advanced voice mode and only 30 prompts a month with the O1 engine, so to speak. So during that time, I was talking to the advanced voice mode and I was telling it the scenarios and I was laying out a 2024 2025 action scenario for buying a house, laying down all the facts of our finances, laying down the proposed cost of the house, where that money would come from. And then I explained it all about our tax situation. I explained about my California resident, et cetera, all that kind of stuff. And then I laid it out and I said, okay, see, all of that voice chat was so that I could get that AI 4.0, which one a month and a half ago was the most advanced AI in the world. It's quickly been replaced by O1. I said, okay, when I was done with it, I got home in the evening and I told 4.0, okay, now I want you to lay out a prompt that I can give to O1 so that O1 can vet all of this because it uses its super advanced reasoning to then lay out, to proof case everything at the PhD, economist level. And it did. It took the summary of that whole drive out and gave me this beautiful prompt. I had to just tune it a little bit. Then I had it all the way I wanted. I gave it to O1, and O1 went about, did its thing, and showing its reasoning, bam, 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 all along. And the result was it validated empirically, like I said, the decisions that my wife and I have made, the plan that we have, and it explained why that was the best plan which is basically just to summarize it, which is to retire at the end of the year and to buy our house in the year 2025, because we had thought about buying it in 2024, but it said to buy it after 2025, and explained the methodology by which we would do so, where the money would come from, and how to advantage ourselves in the best way for relative to taxes. So that was good. So that gave me a lot of peace of mind, knowing that I've got a PhD level intelligence, and then had to lay it out in a nice form, and I saved that output. So when I've got that whole analysis, it's like I could have gone to an accountant and paid a lot of money to have an accountant analyze all this for me. But there would have been more than an accountant alone. It would have been an accountant, a mathematician, and a counselor all in one, because it counseled me at the same time about my decisions, like a warm counselor might do, in those same soothing tones. Should have asked it to talk like Freud. Okay, let's wrap this up. I got a day to start. That was yesterday. I had a really nice talk with my wife yesterday in the evening. She was waiting for the sofa to arrive for our new apartment. She's been going out with her Jimny and going to Japanese antique and thrift stores. And we want to decorate our house with a Taisho era, 1912 to 1926, I believe, is the time period for that, furnishings. And she's been buying some nice little treasures. But I can't wait to get there ourselves. And we talked about coffee, because in our new life together, we're going to become coffee aficionados. And we were comparing the different coffee makers that we're each using. She's already starting to outfit our apartment with some nice coffee implements. Can't wait to do that. As for the creed, there are 8 objectives. 1, to be always ready to die. 2, to make good and effective use of time. 3, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles. 4, to cultivate good emotional reactions. 5, to perform good actions. 6, to recognize true limits and true opportunities. 7, to do just one thing at a time and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. And 8, to maintain my balance. Curious about more? Curious about the 35 attendant principles that go along with those 8 objectives? Then pick a copy of my book, Going Alone. There's a link to it down below if you watch this on video on YouTube or X. Or you can just get it for free you can read it for free by going to my website, goingalone.org. Alrighty then. As for today, my coffee is ready. I've been not sipping it because I don't want you to have to suffer to listen to me slurp. But I will finish this now, drink my coffee, feed the dogs, and get ready for my work day. I've got my work shirt all ready to go. All right, here. Well, that's not the shirt. That's the dog carrier. I'll take off this orange shirt, put on this work shirt, and start attending my meetings and doing the things that I do as a man of the machine. But not for much longer. What is it? 46 now, or maybe it's 47 days at the machine, and then I'm free. I wish you all the best. Be safe, but not too safe. Take care.